Speaking with Confidence with Ale.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Speaking with Confidence. Another day with me, another day to practice English as much as you can until you gain confidence. So today's topic is a bit serious, a bit professional, and I think it's also real. I want to talk to you today. Well, I want us to talk about being let go. And what does this mean? Being let go, cuando te despiden, cuando pues ya no formas parte del equipo de trabajo de una empresa en la que estabas trabajando. And is not quitting, is not changing jobs voluntarily, no es algo voluntario, but instead it's being told your position is no longer needed, que tu puesto ya no se necesita más y que pues las cosas cambian. So let me ask you something. Have you ever been laid off, or have you ever feared that you might be? Losing a job can feel very personal. Even when it's business, it still is personal because it's not just about losing a job. It's about losing maybe part of your identity or part of what you are used to doing every day for as long as you've been doing it. And so it's not the job itself, the hardest part, not losing the job itself. It's also what we think people think of us and what we think about ourselves, right? So today we're going to separate identity from circumstance. Vamos a separar estas dos cosas de cuando uno es despedido, la identidad de las circunstancias. So we're going to explore a bit of a professional language used around losing a job, the difference between fired, laid off, and dismissed, and the grammar that allows us to talk about these situations. The passive voice. All right, vamos a utilizar the passive voice. And so, as always, if you want to grab a piece of paper and a pen to write things down or just simply listen to me, get comfortable, pull up a chair, and let's begin our conversation. So before we move into the grammar, we are going to work on our useful words like we always do. So here are the words we are going to use today. All right. So the first one today is layoff. Layoff. Let me spell this for you. Layooff. And what is this? This is a noun. And layoff. So what is the meaning of this word? It's to lose your job, to lose a job due to company reasons, or job loss due to company reasons. Un despido por recorte, diríamos en español. And how can we use it? The layoff affected several departments. The layoff affected several departments. Layoff, one word. Another word is dismissal. Dismissal. And I think I would like to spell this for you as well. D-I-S-M-I-S-S-A-L. Dismissal. And this is also a noun. And this is like an official termination. Un despido formal. Un despido formal. Official termination. And the way we can use this is His dismissal was unexpected. His dismissal was unexpected. Cuando alguien es desvinculado de la empresa, de la compañía, etc. Un despido formal. Dismissal. It's a noun. Our next word is contract. Contract. And this is a noun. And what is the meaning? A contract is a similar sound in Spanish, and it is a work agreement, right? This is a work agreement. There's not much more to say about a contract, but all the agreements that you make when you are signing this document that says what you're going to do, how much you're going to get paid, and everything that comes with that job position you are going to start doing. So in Spanish, contrato. And we can say, her contract was not renewed. Her contract was not renewed. So far we've got layoff, dismissal, contract, and the next word is severance. Severance. And this is also a noun. And what is this? This is compensation after dismissal. Compensation after dismissal. In Spanish, we would say the equivalent would be indemnización. So whatever it is that the company offers once you've been dismissed, once they've terminated their contract with you. So that is severance. How can we use it? We can say severance was offered to employees. Severance was offered to employees. One other word is performance. Performance. And this is also a noun. And performance is rendimiento in Spanish, right? The quality of work and what you do every day. Not the job exactly, but the quality of your work, what you're doing every day. And we can say, her performance was evaluated positively. Her performance was evaluated positively. El rendimiento o el desempeño también, performance. Another word, so far we've got layoff, dismissal, contract, severance, performance, and our next word is restructure. Restructure. And this is a verb. And this is what a company does to reorganize itself. And in Spanish, the equivalent would be reestructurar. Reestructurar. So this is what a company does to reorganize itself, reorganize departments. And this is what they say. This is one of the reasons that you can be laid off, because they are restructuring, right? Porque van a reorganizar, hacen este recorte de personal porque están reorganizando la empresa, la compañía. So the company was restructured last year. The company was restructured last year. It is a verb. And another word, position. Position. This is a noun. And what is this? This is the job, the role that you perform, el puesto, the job, the role, all right, position. So the position was eliminated. El puesto de trabajo, that's what it is. The job, the role that you perform. The position was eliminated. Very good. And the last word today is transition. Transition. And this is also a noun. And what is the meaning? This is a period of change, a period of change. And in Spanish, we would say transición, right? So the transition was handled professionally. The transition was handled professionally, right? So this happens maybe on a merge, when a company merges with another one, and then the transition from employees and roles, different roles from one department to another department, from one company to the other company. This is what a transition is, the period of change. All right, so let's go over the words one more time. Layoff, dismissal, contract, severance, performance, restructure, position, and transition. So if I say to you in Spanish, despido por recorte, you'd say layoff, all right? Layoff. Despido formal. Un despido formal, dismissal. Dismissal. And un contrato, contract. Very good. So remember to say these words out loud when you repeat them. Indemnización, say it out loud. Severance, very good. Reestructurar, as a verb. Restructure, restructure, very good. Rendimiento, performance, performance. And let's see, puesto, position, position, the position you applied for example. Transición, the last one, transition. All right. So from a psychological perspective, being let go activates several core human responses. Activa respuestas humanas muy intensas y muy humanas, en realidad, quiero decir. ¿Por qué? ¿Qué sucede? Para muchos adultos, el trabajo, decía al principio, no es solamente una fuente de ingresos económicos. Significa, pues, identidad, significa la noción personal de competencia, la estructura misma de personalidad. So it's all of these things. It's structure, it's competence, it's identity. It's not just an income, as I was saying. It's when someone is dismissed, the brain doesn't just process, oh, I lost my job. It's not as simple as that. No es simplemente decir, oh, bueno, he perdido mi trabajo o me han despedido, ¿no? El cerebro o el ser humano lo procesa de otra manera también. He perdido mi rol, he perdido mi identidad. I've lost my role. I've lost my status, mi estatus. Part of who I am, una parte mía también se ha ido con ese despido. So that's why the emotional impact can feel very strong itself. El impacto emocional que tiene un despido es realmente alto e importante porque esta decisión, this decision is made about you, right? Without you. Se toma esta decisión sin ti. Tú no has participado de esa decisión cuando te despiden, cuando es un despido, una decisión tomada por tus superiores, etc. It's not made by you. You weren't part of it, not with you. So it was made for you. It was made about you. So what does that trigger? ¿Qué genera eso? Ansiedad y un montón de otras cosas. Pensamientos negativos respecto de ti mismo, cuestionamientos, so rumination. You start thinking and overthinking and asking yourself, what did I do wrong? What is going on? What is the reason? What is the purpose? And of course, you become, you can be in shock, you can be in denial, you can be in anger, puedes estar en shock, puedes negarte a esta realidad, ¿no? Y además surge la ira, etcétera. Todo lo que surge cuando uno pierde algo en esa experiencia de pérdida, pues perder el trabajo genera lo mismo. But anyway, that is what happens from a psychological perspective. And now let's shift from psychology back to communication, and let's practice with the vocabulary that we have just learned and used. All right, so the first round of sentences that we're going to do is you are going to tell me what word I'm talking about. If I say to you, for example, if I say, the official ending of someone's employment would be called, the official ending of someone's employment would be called dismissal. All right? Okay, so that's what I want you to do. 4 words. We've got dismissal, severance, contract, and restructure. I'll say those again. Dismissal, severance, contract, and restructure. So we've already done the first one together. Hicimos la primera juntos. Let's move on to the second one. Money given to an employee after they lose their job. Money given to an employee after they lose their job. So what is this? Is it dismissal? Is it severance? Is it contract? Or is it restructure? And let's count. I like counting. 1, 2, 3. Severance. Remember? Severance. Remember what severance was? The compensation after dismissal. Remember? So in this case, money can be severance. Well, severance is money given to an employee after they lose their job. All right, let's do another one. A formal work agreement between employee and employer. A formal work agreement between employee and employer. Remember the words: dismissal, severance, contract, and restructure. And count with me. 1, 2, 3. Contract is the word. Very good. Let's do one more for our first round. Listen to this. The reorganization of a company's structure. The reorganization of a company's structure. So what is that? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. Restructure. Very good. All right. Excellent. So that was round 1. And before we move on to round 2, let's do a little bit of translation. You ready? Okay, so listen to this. Mi contrato no fue renovado el año pasado. Mi contrato no fue renovado el año pasado. And this is using what we are going to be working on in a bit, the grammar. But let's see if we can do it. Mi contrato no fue renovado el año pasado. My contract was not renewed last year. My contract was not renewed last year. Very good. All right, another one. El puesto fue eliminado durante la reestructuración. El puesto fue eliminado durante la reestructuración. So you ready? El puesto. What is el puesto? The position. Very good. Fue eliminado in the past tense. Was eliminated. Excellent. Durante la reestructuración. During the restructuring. During the restructuring. So the position was eliminated during the restructuring. Excellent. All right. Let's do another one. Se ofreció indemnización a los empleados afectados. Se ofreció indemnización a los empleados afectados. So useful word first. Severance was offered to the affected employees. Severance was offered to the affected employees. All right, very good. Let's do one last translation. Let's see. I like this one. Su rendimiento fue evaluado antes de la decisión. Su rendimiento fue evaluado antes de la decisión. So, he or his or her, it doesn't matter. You can choose whichever. Let's choose her. Her rendimiento, remember the word. What word are we looking for? Performance. Her performance fue evaluado, past tense, was evaluated antes de la decisión, before the decision. So let's put it together. Her performance was evaluated before the decision. All right, so we've got 4 translation sentences, and let's go back to round 2 of what's the word. So again, I'm going to tell you the definition of the word, and you're going to tell me which word I'm referring to. Ready? Round 2, our words are layoff, performance, position, and transition. This is like a poem. It rhymes. Layoff, performance, position, and transition. Okay, so listen. When many employees lose their jobs, sorry, let me say that again. When many employees lose their jobs because the company reduces costs. This is, when is this? What is this? When does this happen? When many employees lose their jobs because the company reduces costs. What is that called? That is called, 1, 2, 3, a layoff. Layoff. Remember that word? All right, very good. Now, what about this? The quality of someone's work over time. The quality of someone's work over time. And what is that? We've got layoff, performance, position, and transition. So if we are talking about someone's work and the quality of their work, the way they work, it is called performance. Very good. Excellent. Let's do one more. A specific job role within a company. A specific job role within a company. So let me remind you of the words layoff, performance, position, and transition. So what am I talking about here? A specific job role within a company. Something specific that you do, aquello a lo que te dedicas específicamente en tu empresa o en tu sitio de trabajo. It is called a position. Position, very good. All right, and the last one, a period of change from one situation to another. A period of change from one situation to another. And what would that be? That would be, is it layoff, performance, position, or transition? If we are talking of change, then of course the word is transition, right? You have to transition from working full time to then not working at all for at least a while until you get another job. All right, so before we go into a commercial break, let me tell you one more sentence, and you can choose one of 2 words to complete the sentence, okay? The company announced affecting 50 employees. What is that? Is it layoff or is it transition? The company announced something affecting employees, layoff or transition. So I'm going to leave you with that, and we're going to take a short break. But remember that you can listen again anytime on the Vaughan Radio app or on iVox, wherever you like to listen. Stay with me. We will be right back in just a few minutes.
Estás escuchando Vaughan Radio.
¿Quieres un descuento en los cursos intensivos de inglés de Vaughan? Pues ahora es el momento. Puedes obtener un descuento de hasta 39%. Para más información sobre este descuento u otros, pásate por nuestra web, grupovaughan.com.
Vaughan Outlet. Hazte con libros y packs coleccionables de autoestudio como Objetivo Inglés, Vaughan Certified Completo, Speak English Now e Inglés en 10 pasos. Ahora con increíbles descuentos. Libros desde €1, novelas con audio desde $3.50, libros infantiles desde €3 y mucho más. Entra en vaughantienda.com, Vaughan Outlet. Aprende más, pagando menos, hasta agotar existencias.
Vaughan revoluciona el aprendizaje de idiomas con Speak Pro, la inteligencia artificial diseñada para mejorar tu inglés. Pronunciación precisa, fluidez y confianza lleva tu inglés al siguiente nivel. Pruébalo gratis hoy en speakpro.es. Tu inglés está a punto de cambiar para siempre.
¿Qué hacen tus niños este verano? ¿Senderismo? ¿Natación? ¿Espeología? ¿Paddle surf? ¿Canoas? ¿Multiaventura? ¿Mejorar su inglés? ¿Y si lo hacen todo a la vez? Rodeados de naturaleza y con los mejores monitores angloparlantes Vaughan. Ven a nuestros Vaughan Summer Camps para que tus hijos vivan la mejor inmersión de inglés, multiaventura y naturaleza. Más de 3.000 niños lo hacen cada año. Encuentra su mejor opción.
En Vaughan sabemos que el éxito empresarial se nutre del dominio de múltiples idiomas. Por eso, ofrecemos cursos no solo en inglés, sino también en francés, portugués, italiano y alemán, entre otros. Visita grupovaughan.com o llama al 91 108 3488 y comienza a transformar el futuro de tu empresa hoy.
Una semana en un lugar apartado.
Nativos angloparlantes de todas partes del mundo, uno por cada estudiante.
Terminantemente prohibido hablar en español.
Actividades organizadas y conversaciones en inglés a todas horas. No exageramos.
Aquí o hablas inglés o hablas inglés.
Y da igual las veces que te lo contemos.
Hasta que no lo vivas no sabrás que Vaughan Town te va a quitar el miedo al inglés para siempre.
Lo que pasa en Vaughan Town no se puede contar.
Tienes que vivirlo.
Ven a Vaughan Town.
Más información, grupovaughan.com.
Young people in Spain speak and understand English better today than 20 years ago. However, their level is still insufficient for effective communication in the professional world. If you're a young person, and if you want to progress in your profession rapidly and decisively, stop everything and focus now 100% on English. Get the problem 100% out of the way now. Don't postpone it.
¿Quieres aprender inglés de verdad? Únete a Vaughan Groups. Clases en grupo divertidas y eficaces. Más de 4.000 alumnos nos eligen cada año. Entra en grupovaughan.com.
Encuentra todos los libros de nuestros presentadores de radio en las tiendas Vaughan o en vaughantienda.com.
Are listening to
Everyday.
Listen to Vaughan Radio.
You're listening to Vaughan Radio.
Tune in every day.
Vaughan Radio.
Speaking with Confidence with Ale.
And welcome back to Speaking with Confidence. Thank you for joining me and thank you for tuning in. Before the break, we worked on vocabulary related to layoffs, dismissal, restructuring, and then we practiced translating full professional sentences. And also, if you noticed something when we were doing that, almost all of them had the same structure. Remember these words. Remember these sentences. My contract was not renewed. Remember, mi contrato no fue renovado. Listen to the next one. The position was eliminated. El puesto fue eliminado. And finally, severance was offered. Indemnización was offered. Well, if I say this in Spanish, no sonaría igual. La indemnización fue ofrecida, o una indemnización fue ofrecida. There you go. So, but that's not, it wasn't random. That structure that we used, that's why I said it was a bit challenging, that is called the passive voice. And today we're going to understand why it's commonly used, and it should be used. If it's not being used, it should be used in professional situations, especially when we talk about being let go. Sobre todo cuando se trata de despidos, este es el lenguaje que se debería utilizar en un contexto profesional, empresarial, etcétera, en el campo laboral, cuando se trata de despidos. ¿Por qué? Porque nos permite separar lo afectivo y lo personal de aquello que no es, de lo que se trata, de lo que es meramente trabajo, que tiene que ver solamente con el trabajo y no con la persona en realidad. So that's what we're going to work on today, the passive voice. And let's begin with the structure. All right, so how does it work? The structure is like this. We use the subject, I, he, she, he, them, etc., all these people, was or were, plus the past participle, el participio pasado, o el pasado participio, all right? So, for example, an active would be, the company eliminated my position. La compañía, la empresa, eliminó mi puesto, right? That's an active voice. But what about passive? Passive is, my position was eliminated. So it flips around. The object becomes the subject and the focus shifts to the result. So let me show you more examples. Vamos a hacer algunos ejemplos más. Management restructured the department. Management restructured the department. Passive, what we're going to work on. The department was restructured. Damos la vuelta. Volvemos pasivo al objeto. All right? The department was restructured. Let's do another one. HR, human resources, offered severance. Human resources offered severance. And what about passive? What's the passive version of this message? Severance was offered. Severance was offered. So, we don't always mention who did it. No mencionamos a quien lo ha hecho. Intencionalmente, muchas veces es omitido porque es obvio. Es implícito Por lo tanto, no es importante mencionarlo. ¿Ok? Está implícito. Y es obvio, como te digo. So we don't always mention who did it, all right? So, for example, let's go through the examples again. Management restructure the department. All right, this is active. Management, they did it. Management restructured the department. The passive version of this message is the department was restructured. And we are not saying by whom. We are simply saying the department was restructured. All right? All right, so now that we've got that clear, let's build or let's work on that grammar and let's build sentences. All right? So again, we're going to work with rounds. And let's see, I'm going to give you 3 pieces of information and you are going to build sentences. Te doy 3 trocitos de información y con estos 3 trocitos de información tú formas una oración. Vamos a hacer la primera juntas y juntos, juntos todos, y los siguientes intentas tú sin ayuda. So, here we go. First piece of information, el primer trozo de información, the contract. Second piece of information, not renewed. Third piece of information, after the restructure. All right, so the contract, not renewed, after the restructure. All right, very good. So let's put it together. The contract was not renewed after the restructure. The contract was not renewed after the restructure. All right? Very easy, right? Let's do another one. First piece of information, a layoff announced last week. A layoff announced last week. And si hablamos de la semana pasada, la oración tendrá que ser en tiempo pasado. So, a layoff was announced last week. A layoff was announced last week. Very good. Let's do one more. Severance offer to all affected employees. Severance offer to all affected employees. Very easy, very easy. So here we go. Severance was offered to all affected employees. Severance was offered to all affected employees. Very good. Okay, and let's do one more. Listen to this. His dismissal, second piece of information, confirm. And third piece of information, by human resources. His dismissal, confirm by human resources. And you ready? His dismissal was confirmed by human resources. His dismissal was confirmed by human resources. Very good. All right. That's our first round. And now we're going to go and do another set of exercises. And this time you're going to change it to a passive voice, just like we're doing now. All right. So I'm going to say the active, and you are going to change it to passive. All right. The board approved the plan. The board approved the plan. So remember, what was approved. That's what's going to make it passive. The board approved the plan. And so then we would switch and say, the plan was approved. In this case, we can say who did it? By the board. The plan was approved by the board. Very good. So let's try one more. Leadership delayed the transition. This is an active statement, an active voice, podríamos decir. Leadership delayed the transition. So now I want you to flip it over. And you ready? The transition was delayed by leadership. The transition was delayed by leadership. Okay, excellent. Let's try one more. Listen to this. The company extended her contract. The company extended her contract. And now what happened? What happened there? Can you rephrase this using the passive voice? The company extended her contract. And then we would say, her contract was extended. And we could say by the company, but we can also simply omit it, right? We already know who did it. Her contract was extended. All right? Very good. And the last one, human resources recorded the performance issues. Human resources recorded the performance issues. So can we flip it around and make it a passive voice? A passive voice. HR, or human resources, recorded the performance issues. So what happened? The performance issues were recorded by human resources. I'll say that again. The performance issues were recorded by human resources. See how we are flipping around the clauses. One is the active voice. We are naming who did it, and in the second part we are making the subject the object. Okay, the result. We are focusing on the result. HR recorded the performance issues. The performance issues were recorded by HR. So we are focusing on the result. All right. Okay. So what are we going to do now? We are going to rephrase. No, we are going to choose a more professional option in saying these sentences. I'm going to give you two options, and you are going to choose one of the two to make it sound more professional. And to make it sound more professional, by that I mean using the passive voice. So if I tell you, for example, they suddenly fired her and her employment was terminated, what would you say sounds more professional? They suddenly fired her, or her employment was terminated. What sounds more professional? You're in a work environment and you are talking about this situation, but in a very professional way. So you would rather say, her employment was terminated. Right? You're not going to say, oh, they suddenly fired her. You can say this to your friends, your colleagues, but maybe if you're talking to other people whom you have a more professional relationship with, you would say, her employment was terminated. All right, very good. So that's what I want you to do. Let's choose another one. Listen to these two. They closed the division, or the division was closed. Remember, what are we looking for? What are we mainly looking for? They closed the division, or the division was closed. If we want to use the passive voice, then we would, of course, say, the division was closed. The division was closed. Very good. All right, let's try another one. They reviewed his work before the decision. I'll say that again. They reviewed his work before the decision. Or if you want to be, or would you say his work was reviewed before the decision? Which one suits this professional, this much more professional language? They reviewed his work before the decision, or his work was reviewed before the decision. You would say, of course, option B, right? The second option, passive voice. His work was reviewed before the decision. All right, I'm not saying that they review his work before the decision is wrong. It's not. But in a much more professional way, it would be better to use the passive voice like this. His work was reviewed before the decision. All right? Excellent. Okay. So let's do a little bit of translation, and then we come back to another round of exercises. So let's see. You ready? Passive voice translation practice. Mi contrato fue terminado el mes pasado. Mi contrato fue terminado el mes pasado. And, ready? My contract was terminated last month. My contract was terminated last month. It sounds a lot better instead of saying I was fired or I was let go last month. It is much more professional to say, or a bit more formal to say, my contract was terminated last month, right? Okay. El departamento fue cerrado por razones financieras. El departamento fue cerrado por razones financieras. So, you ready? The department was closed for financial reasons. The department was closed for financial reasons. Very good. All right, let's try another one. Listen to this one. Se ofreció indemnización a todos los empleados. Se ofreció indemnización a todos los empleados. Ready? Vocabulary word, useful word, that's what you're going to begin with. Se ofreció indemnización, because we're using the passive voice. Se ofreció indemnización a todos los empleados. Severance was offered to all employees. Severance was offered to all employees. That was very good. All right. La decisión fue tomada por la dirección. La decisión fue tomada por la dirección. And this is in the past. So the decision was made by management. The decision was made by management. Right? Podríamos decir, la decisión fue tomada. And we can also just say the decision was made. All right? But in this case, we are naming who made that decision. The decision was made by management. Su rendimiento, and we did this one before, su rendimiento fue revisado antes del despido. Su rendimiento fue revisado antes del despido. And ready? His performance, remember, useful word. His performance was reviewed before the dismissal. His performance was renewed before the dismissal. All right, and let's do one more. La reestructuración fue anunciada oficialmente. La reestructuración fue anunciada oficialmente. Ready? I'll wait for you. And 1, 2, 3, 4. The restructure was officially announced. The restructure was officially announced. And that's it. I think about that is it. Yeah. About translations. Yeah, that's it for translations. Let's go back to another set of sentences going from building sentences. All right? So, here we go. 3 pieces of information and you build new sentences. Listen to this. The position eliminate during the transition. The position eliminate during the transition. And what would you say? Super easy. The position was eliminated during the transition. As simple as that. The position was eliminated during the transition. All right, another one. The department restructure due to financial losses. The department restructure due to financial losses. All right, pérdidas financieras, financial losses. So difficult to pronounce. Financial losses. Okay, all right, so let's do it together. The department was restructured due to financial losses. All right. And let's do one more. Her performance review before the layoff. Her performance review before the layoff. And then you would say, her performance was reviewed before the layoff. Her performance was reviewed before the layoff. And last one for real this time. Listen to this. The decision communicate after the evaluation. The decision communicate after the evaluation. So what do we want to do? We want to make this passive. And how are we going to do that? The decision communicate after the evaluation, and the decision was communicated after the evaluation. The decision was communicated after the evaluation. All right. And very good. I think that was excellent. What if I told you to change this into a passive voice? The board approved the plan. The board approved the plan. Let's review that. We did this earlier. Come on, you can do this. We did this earlier. The board approved the plan. How are you going to make this into a passive voice? Super simple. Remember, we're just flipping around clauses. The board approved the plan. We're just changing the order of words. The plan was approved by the board. Very good. The plan was approved by the board. Now, remember this one. The company extended her contract. The company extended her contract. And how do we make this passive? How do we make this passive? The company extended her contract. That would be active. And 1, 2, 3, her contract was extended. Her contract was extended. All right. That's very good practice. I think we've practiced a lot. So just one thought before we leave today. Losing a job can really shake your confidence, right? Puede sacudir tu confianza, autoconfianza en todo caso, but it doesn't erase your competence. No borra tus competencias. So a role can be eliminated, a contract can be terminated, but your skills, your experience, your resilience, those are not dismissed. All right? Tus habilidades, tu experiencia y tu capacidad, tu resiliencia, eso no se despide. Eso no se puede eliminar. Así que un puesto sí, un contrato sí, pero lo demás no se puede eliminar. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. This was Speaking with Confidence. I'm Ale, and we were talking about being let go. Stay for what's coming up next, the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andrea, and you and me will talk again tomorrow. Goodbye.
Estás escuchando Vaughan Radio.
¿Quieres un descuento en los cursos intensivos de inglés de Vaughan? Pues ahora es el momento. Puedes obtener un descuento de hasta 39%. Para más información sobre este descuento u otros, pásate por nuestra web, grupovaughan.com.
Vaughan Outlet. Hazte con libros y packs coleccionables de autoestudio como Objetivo Inglés, Vaughan Certified Completo, Speak English Now e Inglés en 10 pasos. Ahora con increíbles descuentos. Libros desde €1, novelas con audio desde $3.50, libros infantiles desde €3 y mucho más. Entra en vaughantienda.com, Vaughan Outlet. Aprende más, pagando menos, hasta agotar existencias.
Vaughan revoluciona el aprendizaje de idiomas con Speak Pro, la inteligencia artificial diseñada para mejorar tu inglés. Pronunciación precisa, fluidez y confianza lleva tu inglés al siguiente nivel. Pruébalo gratis hoy en speakpro.es. Tu inglés está a punto de cambiar para siempre.
¿Qué hacen tus niños este verano? ¿Senderismo? ¿Natación? ¿Espeología? ¿Paddle surf? ¿Canoas? ¿Multiaventura? ¿Mejorar su inglés? ¿Y si lo hacen todo a la vez? Rodeados de naturaleza y con los mejores monitores angloparlantes Vaughan. Ven a nuestros Vaughan Summer Camps para que tus hijos vivan la mejor inmersión de inglés, multiaventura y naturaleza. Más de 3.000 niños lo hacen cada año. Encuentra su mejor opción.
En Vaughan sabemos que el éxito empresarial se nutre del dominio de múltiples idiomas. Por eso, ofrecemos cursos no solo en inglés, sino también en francés, portugués, italiano y alemán, entre otros. Visita grupovaughan.com o llama al 91 108 3488 y comienza a transformar el futuro de tu empresa hoy.
Una semana en un lugar apartado.
Nativos angloparlantes de todas partes del mundo, uno por cada estudiante.
Terminantemente prohibido hablar en español.
Actividades organizadas y conversaciones en inglés a todas horas. No exageramos.
Aquí o hablas inglés o hablas inglés.
Y da igual las veces que te lo contemos.
Hasta que no lo vivas no sabrás que Vaughan Town te va a quitar el miedo al inglés para siempre.
Lo que pasa en Vaughan Town no se puede contar.
Tienes que vivirlo.
Ven a Vaughan Town.
Más información, grupovaughan.com.
Young people in Spain speak and understand English better today than 20 years ago.